Boon Lay is located in the western region of Singapore next to Jurong West. The area was named after Chew Boon Lay, one of Singapore's early pioneers, who owned extensive rubber plantations in the area during the early 20th century. With the development of the neighbouring Jurong area into a large-scale industrial estate in the 1960s, Boon Lay was developed primarily into a housing estate by the Jurong Town Corporation. With the development of the neighbouring Jurong area into a large-scale industrial estate in the 1960s, Boon Lay was developed primarily into a housing estate by the Jurong Town Corporation to provide low-cost accommodation for workers. By the 1970s, Boon Lay was also home to resettled villagers from Tuas and other parts of Jurong whose lands had been acquired for industrial development. With a range of amenities to meet the daily needs of its residents and those from nearby estates, Boon Lay had become an important hub in Jurong by the 1980s. Some of the landmarks in the area include the Tuas Tua Pek Kong Temple, Boon Lay Mass Rapid Transit Station and River Valley High School. An industrial area is located at the southern end of Boon Lay. Boon Lay and Jurong West were once collectively known as Peng Kang, a name derived from the Hokkien term for the processing of gambia. In the 19th century, the gambia and rubber plantations in the area played a key role in attracting new settlers. A prominent pioneer of the area was Chu, who came to Singapore in the 1870s from Zhangzhou, China. By 1885, he had established gambia and pepper estates in Jurong. These estates were converted into rubber plantations in the early 19th and used for growing fruits such as duku, laksan and ceguk. Chu had so many plantations there that the area eventually became known as Boon Lay. Some of the early roads in the area were named after members of the Chu family. Boon Lay Road, which originally ran from the old Jurong Road, through Chu's estates to the southern coast, was named after Chu himself, while Chin Chong and Chin Bee roads were named after his grandsons. Chu's estates were acquired by the colonial government in the 1940s and 1950s. The acquisition led to the growth of Boon Lay village, which had some 400 residents by the early 1960s. When more land in the area was acquired by the government in the 1960s for development, one of Chu's sons, Chu Hock Seng, requested that his father's name be preserved. Currently, in addition to the Boon Lay estate, Chu's name is remembered in a number of roads in the area: Jalan Boon Lay Avenue, Boon Lay Drive, Boon Lay Place and Boon Lay Way. A number of landmarks and amenities in the area are also named after the rubber tycoon, including an MRT station, bus interchange, shopping centre and several schools. During the 1950s, a rural bus service was started for residents in Tanjong Kling and Boon Lay Road. Operated by the Green Bus Company, the service ran from Queen Street to Tanjong Kling, passing by Bukit Timah, Jurong and Boon Lay roads along the way. The Boon Lay bus interchange commenced operations on 1st July 1990, replacing an older bus interchange in Jurong located some 3 km away. The new interchange was sited next to the Boon Lay MRT station to improve commuter convenience. In 2006, the bus interchange was demolished and a temporary one built 150 meters away. The new air-conditioned bus interchange was completed 3 years later on the site of the former one. Integrated with Jurong Point Mall, the latest Boon Lay bus interchange is Singapore's 4th air-conditioned bus interchange following the ones built in Toa Payoh, Sengkang and Ang Mo Kio. The Boon Lay MRT station stands on an area that was once a freshwater swamp forest. As a result of uncontrolled timber harvesting and forest clearance for agriculture, most of the natural flora and fauna in the area had been stripped away by the early 20th century. Opened on 6 July 1990, the Boon Lay MRT station was then the last stop on the western end of the East-West MRT line. The opening of the station also marked the completion of the original MRT system, which had a route totaling 67 km and comprising 42 stations. By 2005, plans were afoot to extend the East-West MRT line beyond the Boon Lay station. The track was extended 3.8 km further out west from Boon Lay to 2 new MRT stations, Pioneer and Joo Koon. The track extension was officially opened on 27 February 2009 and became operational the following day. By the 1980s, Boon Lay had developed into one of the two hubs in Jurong, the other being Taman Jurong. The amenities at the time included a shopping mall, hawker centre, wet market, schools, places of worship, community centre, swimming pool, as well as police and fire stations. These amenities served local residents as well as those from nearby estates. Boon Lay Shopping Centre was completed in the late 1970s. Situated at Boon Lay Place, it was the first shopping and residential complex built by JTC in Jurong. Jurong Point, a suburban mall situated next to the Boon Lay MRT station, opened its doors in 1995. It housed the first public library to be located in the shopping mall, Jurong West Public Library, which was unveiled in March 1996. An extension to the Jurong Point was subsequently completed and officially opened in 2009, making it one of the largest suburban malls in Singapore at the time. In addition, the shopping centre was integrated with the Boon Lay bus interchange as well as the Centuries condominium. A hawker centre and market began operations at Boon Lay Place in 1976. Both underwent a makeover in 2003 to give it an Asian village look. The revamp also saw a reduction in the number of food and market stalls and an increase in the number of seats available to patrons. The Jurong Vocational Institute was built at Jalan Boon Lay in 1969. It was later renamed ITE Jurong and relocated to Bukit Batu in January 2000. In 1977, Boon Lay Garden Primary School and Boon Lay Secondary School began classes for their first batch of students. Under an urban renewal program for Jurong and Boon Lay launched in the 1990s, Boon Lay Secondary School moved from 247 Jalan Boon Lay to a new campus in Jurong West in 1999, while Boon Lay Garden Primary School shifted from Boon Lay Avenue to new premises at 20 Boon Lay Drive in 2001. In 2010, River Valley High School moved to its current campus in Boon Lay. The 7.6-hectare campus is one of the largest among government schools in Singapore and includes a 500-bed hostel for both local and international students. There are two churches in Boon Lay, Church of Christ on Boon Lay Drive and Church of Saint Francis of Assisi on Boon Lay Avenue. Both churches were built in 1976. The Church of Saint Francis of Assisi was formed through the merger of Taman Jurong Kapel and Gapel Kapel. Taman Jurong Kapel was established in 1967 in a shophouse along Hu Chin Road to cater to workers in the Jurong Industrial Estate. Gapel Kapel was built in 1969 on the former Gapel Road. Another place of worship is the Tuas Top Kong Temple. Founded in the 1940s by 8 residents of Tuas Village, the Taoist temple shifted from an atap hut to a brick and tile building in 1954. As many of the villagers were later resettled in Boon Lay, the temple was reopened at 118 Boon Lay Drive during the 1980s. Boon Lay Community Centre is one of the oldest community centres in Singapore. Initially located at a temporary site rented from JTC, the community centre shifted to its current premises at 10 Boon Lay Place in the early 1980s. It was the first community centre in Singapore to establish a golf club. Boon Lay was part of the Jurong constituency prior to the 1976 general election, but became a separate electoral division thereafter. At the time, the Boon Lay constituency comprised a housing estate built by JTC and rural settlements inhabited by farmers and squatters. While group representation constituencies were introduced in the 1988 general election, the Boon Lay constituency continued as a single-seat ward until 2001 when it became part of the West Coast GRC. The Boon Lay constituency established its own citizens' consultative committee to look after residents' needs after it was separated from the Jurong ward. During the 1980s, the committee raised several $100,000 for the development of Boon Lay's rural areas. The funds raised were used to build roads and to improve street lighting and drainage. In 1978, Boon Lay became one of the first constituencies to establish residents' committees under a pilot RC project that aimed to promote neighbourliness, racial harmony and social cohesion among residents in HDB estates. Okay, done.